NASA says the moon is just a lifeless rock, right? That's the story we all been spoon-fed for decades.
Certainly the highlight for the three of us.
But if that's true, why do leaked transcripts show astronauts describing something far more than just dust and craters? Alien crafts hovering just above their landing sites.
It's our privilege today to share with you.
Strange, isn't it? Oh, but sure, it's just a coincidence that NASA cut the feed every time unusual things appeared. So why hasn't anyone questioned this? Why were those transmissions buried and never to reach the public? Therefore, what are they really hiding? Could it be that the moon, our moon, isn't what we've been told? You may think you know the story, but the truth, you may not believe it. Welcome to Truth versus Authority. I'm Roderick Martin, aka The Symbolizer, TV personality, UFO investigator, and award-winning podcast host, backed by 19,600 truth seekers. That's over 500 since last week's video, streaming right here on YouTube and reaching thousands of podcast listeners across 126 countries worldwide. Help me celebrate the 20K mark. But I want to thank you all for the love and support. I'll keep bringing the truth. Get ready, because what you're about to hear, you may not believe it. We've been told that the moon is just a cold, lifeless rock, a barren wasteland that NASA explored and planted a flag on it and then abandoned. Nothing to see here, right? But let's ask the simple question. Why did NASA, who spent billions of dollars on Mars exploration, suddenly lose interest in our closest neighbor? But what if we haven't been told the whole story? Now, leaked Apollo mission reports reveal astronauts saw some structures and UFOs hovering near their landing site, and yet these details never reached the public. Why? Because just as things got interesting, NASA cut the transmission. Strange how the most groundbreaking discoveries are left out in the history books, isn't it? So who's really pulling the strings? NASA, just the front. Behind them are government corporations and carefully orchestrated media machines, all working to keep us in the dark. They've spent decades controlling the narrative, making sure we stay distracted while the real story is buried deeper than any crater on the moon. Therefore, if we don't start asking the right questions, if we don't push back against the cover-ups, we'll never know what's really happening and what's being hidden from us. And it's not just about the moon. It's about how far those in power will go to control what we see and what we believe. The real question is, why does it matter so much to them? What are they really hiding, and why do they need us to stay in the dark? Keep watching, because the cracks in their story is just about to start in the show. This isn't just a little white lie, isn't it? The moon is just the tip of the iceberg. And what if this entire space exploration story have been told is a carefully constructed facade? Take Apollo 11, for instance. While the world watched Neil Armstrong take that giant leap for mankind, what we didn't see what was happening off camera. Giant structures, alien ships, things that don't belong on a dead, lifeless rock. So why haven't anyone dared to question this? The few who got too close, like former NASA insiders who leaked the details, were quickly silenced and dismissed and made out as conspiracy theories. The media, ever loyal, didn't even touch these stories. NASA, denial. It's all too convenient, don't you think? Therefore, it is time to stop pretending. This isn't speculation anymore. It's documented, hidden in plain sight, but suppressed by the very system that claims to seek the truth. The moon, the aliens, the manipulation, is all connected, and the deeper we dig, the more desperate those in power become to hold their crumbling narrative together. Everything is about change. The fight for the truth has officially begun. But the manipulation goes deeper than you think. We're not just talking about NASA covering up UFO sightings. The truth is, the entire system is at play Media and corporations working together in perfect harmony to keep us in the dark. And why else would NASA dedicate entire departments to censoring UFOs and alien structures from the photos? Think about it. The Apollo transmission didn't just cut off by accident. The media played along, feeding us a sanitized version of the story. And those same media conglomerates, well, they're assuring that anyone who mentions the alien encounter is labeled as a conspiracy theorist. The writing is on the wall, if you dare to see it closely. So what's really going on here? The cover-up isn't just about UFO sightings. Their influence stretches into every corner of society, ensuring that anything which threatens the status quo is buried. Alien technology could revolutionize energy or transportation. Secret missions like Apollo 20, where alien artifacts were recovered, swept under the rug because the public knowledge would break their stronghold on power. This isn't just a cover-up, it's a full-scale operation designed to suppress the truth. And every politician or our media moguls who are brushing this off is playing their part. Now, the manipulation of reality is total, and those in power need to stay that way. Therefore, the truth isn't just inconvenient, it's dangerous. And what's hidden on the dark side of the moon isn't just alien technology, it's a threat to their control. Now, the deeper we dig, the clearer it becomes. If we don't push forward, we'll never uncover the full extent of their lives. Now, here is the transcription that was leaked to the public. I'm going to read this to you right now, and I'm going to read you both parts from the astronauts as well as Mission Control. This should give you a good idea of why NASA decided that they do not need to tell what really happened on that mission that day. The astronauts, those are giant things. No, no, no. This is not an optical illusion. No one is going to believe this. Mission Control from Houston. What the hell is happening? What's wrong with you? Astronauts, they're under the surface. Mission Control. What's there? Emissions interrupted. Interference control calling Apollo 2. The astronauts, we saw some visitors. They were there for a while observing instruments. Mission Control. Repeat your last information? Astronauts, I say that there are other spaceships. They're lined up on the other side of the crater. Mission Control. Repeat. The astronaut, let us sound this orbiter in 625-25. Automatic relay connected. My hands are shaking so badly I can't do anything. Film it? God, if these damn cameras have picked up anything, what then? Mission Control, have you picked up anything? The astronauts, I didn't have any film on hand. 3 shots of the saucers or whatever they were ruining the film. Whoa. Mission Control. Control here. Are you on your way? Is the uproar with the UFOs over? Now, they already knew. When they asked them, is the uproar or UFOs are over? Not that what they discovered on the moon, but they already knew UFOs exist, which they already said they did. But here's go. The astronauts, they have landed there. They are there and they're watching us. Mission Control. The mirrors, have you set them up? They want them to stick on mission. We ain't give a damn about what's happening with them. Astronauts, yes, they're in the right place, but whoever made those spaceships surely can come over tomorrow and remove them over and over. This is what we're talking about, and NASA the whole time saying that they have no clue about UFOs and what really happened on the moon. Let's continue. But what if this conspiracy is even bigger than we thought? We've been led to believe that NASA just lost interest in the moon. But here's the twist. What if we were told to never come back? What if the moon isn't just a barren rock? It's a territory controlled by forces beyond our understanding. Now, I want you to think about this for a minute. Why are the moon missions plagued with malfunctions? Why does NASA ambition to return almost hit roadblocks? Maybe it isn't because the moon isn't ours to explore anymore. The far side of that moon, the perfect place to hide alien activity, remains off limits for a reason. And what if everything we've been told is part of a bigger plan? So it turns out that the real architects of this agenda aren't just governments or media, it's something much more advanced. They don't want us to return there because we're not allowed to. The moon has been under surveillance all along, but not by us. The real question is, who is pulling the strings? Therefore, we're looking in the wrong places. The real power isn't just here on Earth. It's been hidden in plain sight, dictating where we can go and what we're allowed to see. And maybe, and just maybe, it's not about technology we found. It's about what we weren't supposed to see at all. The truth is, the dark places on the moon, they're off limit for a reason. And the one thing we were never supposed to realize, the moon may not be ours to explore anymore. But the truth isn't just inconvenient, it's undeniable. Everything we thought we knew about the moon, about space exploration, has been twisted lie. NASA's story was never about discovery, it was about control. The dark side of that moon isn't just a natural mystery, it's the perfect place to hide. Undetectable by sunlight, hidden from human eyes, it's the ultimate place for an off-world operation. And if you were running surveillance on Earth, that's exactly where you would do it, right? And NASA didn't stop exploring the moon because of cost. They stopped because they were told to, and whoever and whatever is up there made sure of it. So this is how they've done it. They've controlled the narrative for decades. NASA, the media, the corporations, all working together to manipulate history. The moon was never dead. It's just that they didn't want us to know what was truly there. And each time someone gets closer to it, they were silenced. The truth locked away, hidden beneath layers of lies. Therefore, this is it. The moment of truth. We can no longer ignore what's really out there. If they're going to these lengths to suppress the truth, we're dealing with a conspiracy that rewrites everything we thought we knew about the universe and our place in it. The law of mentalism is the key to understanding how the entire conspiracy around the moon, aliens, and NASA has worked to keep us in the dark. This principle teaches everything is created by the mind. Our thoughts have shaped our reality. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. The government, the media, NASA, they're masters of manipulation of thought. But if the universe is mental in nature and our reality is shaped by our perception, then the real battlefield isn't on the moon. It's in our mind. The stories that they fed us, the constant stream of lies, those are the tools that they use to control what we believe and, by extension, the world we experience. So what happens when we buy into the narratives without questioning it? So we allow them to dictate our reality. By controlling our perception of the moon as a lifeless rock, they're closed off the possibility of alien life or the hidden truth or anything that could expand our understanding of the universe. The law of mentalism shows us that we, as creators of our own reality, by not understanding this law, we've given away our power to create and handed it over to those who can manipulate our minds for their own gain. Every story they tell us, every image that they're carefully edited, is an attempt to control our thoughts and thus our reality. Therefore, the most effective way to control people isn't by force of fear. It's about shaping what they think is possible. By limiting our understanding of what's out there on the moon and in the universe and within ourselves, they keep us locked in a prison of limited thought. But this law also shows us the way out. And if reality is shaped by our mind, we can reclaim our power by changing our thoughts and by questioning the narrative and by choosing to see beyond those lies. The writing has been on the wall, hidden in plain sight, but you have to be willing to look closely. Now, here's something I want you to think about for a minute. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts, your beliefs shape the way you see the world? Have you ever wondered why so many people stay asleep on the truth, clinging to the official story as their lives depend on it? That's the power of mental manipulation. But the same law that's used against us can be used to free us. The law of mentalism says that we are in control, but only if we realize it. If you let others define your reality, you give them the keys to your mind, and it's time to take those keys back. Now, here are some actionable steps for you. I want you to start paying attention to your thoughts. Reflect on the belief that you accepted as truth without question, Ask yourself, why do I believe in this? Where did this thought come from? Was it something that you truly came to your own, or was it placed there by a lifetime of manipulation from the media or from authority figures, from society itself? By questioning these narratives, you begin to shift the control of your mind back to where it belongs, with you. Now, when we talk about the moon, about what's hidden on the dark side, we're not just talking about a physical object. We're talking about ideas that have been kept from us. But now that you know about the law of mentalism, you can see the greatest power we have in our abilities to think freely, to create our own reality based on our thoughts and not the ones that were implanted. And therefore, let this be your wake-up call. Your mind is your greatest tool you have, and if they can control it, they can control everything. I've always told you, your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. The truth is that you always had the power to see beyond your lies. The universe is our mental nature, and your consciousness can unlock the new reality. Now, if you're ready to stop letting them tell you what to believe, the powers that be have the script for us, but it's time to rewrite it. Now that you understand the law of mentalism and how it works, you can see how the entire moon conspiracy have been an exercise of controlled perception. But once you grasp that, the mind shapes the experience, the power starts to crumble. Now, the battle for the truth is about the moon. It's about reclaiming the power of your mind. Therefore, everything is at stake right now. You have to think. You can choose to see the world, and you will determine your future, not just for you, but for all of us. And it all starts with the mind. Now that the truth is leaking out, those in power are scrambling. Now the media is doubling down on it, calling it all a hoax. Now, while the government throws distractions our way and anything to keep us from looking deeper, but it's clear they're losing their grip. The cracks are showing, and there's no amount of cover-up can stop the truth from spreading. The fight is far from over, and every piece of hidden information that surfaces weakens their control. But the stakes are higher than ever. They'll stop at nothing to maintain their power, but that only makes our resistance more valuable. Now, we have the momentum right now, and they know it, and we know it. Now it's time to act, and I want you to share this message, spread the word, and if you want more videos like this, then search for Roderick Martin right here on YouTube, and when you find my channel, subscribe and stand with the 19,600 others who are demanding the answer. This is a movement for truth, and it's only going to grow stronger, and the more eyes on the truth, the weaker their lives become, and let's keep pushing. Thank everybody who's got your copy of the Book of Sacred Secrets. I've been getting incredible reviews on people and how this has been helping people today. This is something that you must have in your arsenal. This book is going to be life-changing for you. It's a downloadable copy, so you'll be able to print it up, print a sheet up, or whatever you want. Study, take it to work, give it to someone, and maybe some in particular information. But this is something that you need in your arsenal. Go to the website. The link is right here in the description. It's also in the video as well. You've got to get your copy of the Book of Sacred Secrets. And once again, it supports the community. True information is from the cosmos, from infinite consciousness that you need to learn and you need to have in your arsenal. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Support the channel, and I look to see you on the next video. And don't forget, again, search for Roderick Martin. Come over to the YouTube channel so we can keep getting this information out. Thank you very much.